Hi friends, welcome back to my online class. My name is Vishwanath. This class chapter is real numbers. In that topic, prime factorization. Let us take a glance on prime numbers and composite numbers. Many of the students are aware of prime numbers. Let us list the prime numbers. Prime number starts from 2, next is 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, so on. Right? Composite numbers. Composite number starts from 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, so on. That means which are not prime number, the remaining numbers are considered as composite numbers. But one thing, what about this 1? 1 is a perfect square as well as it is an odd number. So 1 is considered as neither prime nor composite. The prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, so on. Composite numbers are 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, so on. But this 1 is considered as neither prime nor composite. It won't comes under prime numbers also, composite numbers also. It is special number. Did you observe one more speciality in the prime numbers? That is, all the prime numbers are odd. Look at here, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. In these, all the prime numbers are odd except this 2. 2 is the one and only prime number as well as even number. 2 is the even number as well as prime number. Remaining all the prime numbers are odd numbers. In composite numbers, even odd and even combinations are there. Even some even numbers also composite, some odd numbers also composite. But in prime numbers, all the numbers under prime numbers are odd except 2. 1 is considered as neither prime nor composite. 2 is the one and only even and prime. 2 is the one and only even number as well as prime number. Rest all the prime numbers are odd numbers. In composite number, both even and odd, you can see 1 is neither prime nor composite. Let us move on to the very important theorem which comes under prime factorization topic, that is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. It is the very important theorem we could see in the prime factorization topic under the chapter real numbers. What is fundamental theorem of arithmetic? All the composite numbers are expressed in the form of factors of prime numbers, and the result is unique. I repeat, all the composite numbers are expressed in the form of factors of prime numbers and the result is unique. To understand more about this theorem, let us go for an example. Take any one composite number. Consider any one composite number, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, so on. No? Any one composite number you consider, let it be 15. 15, if we go by prime factorization, consider only prime numbers to factorize it. 5 3s are 3 1s are. So 15 can be written as 5 into 3 into 1. Just ignore this one. 5 into 3. So 15 is a composite number, but 5 and 3 are prime numbers. So any composite number can be expressed in the form of factors of prime. Another example, 64. We go for prime factorization. Consider 2 3s are 2s are 2 16s are 2 8s are 2 4s are 2 2s are. So 64 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, totally 6 numbers of 2 to the power of 6. So 64 is a composite number, but all these two numbers are prime numbers. So in 64, prime number 2 6 times. In 15, 5 is a prime number, 3 is also a prime number. So it is the 15 is the factor of 2 prime. 64, there are 6 2 numbers are there. So all those 2 numbers are prime numbers. We know that. So totally 6 times of prime number 2 are there in 64. Go for another example. 13. But 13 is a prime number. This prime number again we cannot factorize. 13 you can write it as 13 into 1. That's it. We cannot factorize. So just ignore. So 13 is equal to just 13. But any composite number you can express in the form of prime factors. 15 is a composite number. 5 and 3 are prime factors. 64 composite number. All the 2, there are totally 2 to the power of 6. All are prime number. But 13 is a composite number. But 13 is a prime number. This prime number we cannot factorize. The one and only factorization possible is 1s are, that's it. 13 is a prime number, so we cannot factorize. 64 is a composite number, we can factorize in the form of prime. So that is the meaning of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. All the composite number, any composite number you select from this series, any composite number you can factorize in the form of prime. But prime number you cannot factorize. One and only factorization possible is just 1s are, 7 1s are, 11 1s are, 13 1s are, that's it. But here all the composite numbers you can express in the form of prime numbers. That is the meaning of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. All the composite numbers are expressed in the form of factors of prime. And the result is unique. What is that result is unique? 15 gives you 5 into 3. 64 gives you 2 to the power of 6. 64 prime factorization answer, 15 prime factorization answer are not same. All the composite number can be expressed in the form of prime factors, and the what result obtained, this result obtained is unique. That means this result is one and only for only 15. This 5 into 3 factors you cannot see in any other composite numbers. 5 into 3 can see only in 15 composite number. 2 to the power of 6 you can see only in 64. 2 to the power of 6 into one more prime number if it comes, but that factor is not for 64, it is for some other number else. What kind of questions we can expect from this topic under real number chapter? What type of question they ask in board examinations? Let us see one by one. The important type of questions usually they ask in prime factorization in real number chapter. Example 1. What is the power of 2 in the prime factors of 1440? Understand the question thoroughly. What is the power of 2 in the prime factors of 1440? So prime factors of 1440. 1440 is a even number. It is not odd number. Usually all the odd numbers are not even, sorry, 1440 is a composite number, it's not prime number. Therefore, we go for 1440 prime factors. Let us take 2. 7s are 2s are 0. Go on. 360, 80, 90, 45, 5 9s are 3 3s are. So 1440 can be written as 2 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 time. So 2 to the power of 5 into 5 only 1 time into 3 there are 2 times. So 3 to the power of 2. What was the question? What is the power of 2 in the prime factors of 1440? In 1442, 5 times 5, 1 time, 3, 2 times. So the answer is, what is the power of 2? The power of 2 is 5. Look at here. Power of 2 is 5. This kind of questions you can expect in section A, which is multiple or 1 mark or the fill in the blanks questions. Did you get? So like this, some numbers you select yourself and try it at home. Example 2. Find the HCF and LCM of 45 and 165 using prime factorization. Find the HCF and LCM of 45 and 165 using prime factorization. The finding of HCF of two numbers we have learned using Euclid's division algorithm. In Euclid's division algorithm, the smaller among these two numbers we take and we divide the bigger number. In 45 and 165, 45 is the smaller number. From 45 we are dividing 165 and we write the Euclid's division algorithm step by step to obtain the HCF. The question is here, find the HCF of 45 and 165 using Euclid's division algorithm. We'll follow that method. But here, find the HCF and LCM of 45 and 165 using prime factorization. So understand the question before answering. So in prime factorization, this prime factorization word only gives you clue what to do next. So we go for 45 prime factorization. 5 table, 5 9s are, 3 3s are. The another one is 165. 5 3s are, 5 3s are, 3 11s are. So finally 45 is expressed in the form of prime factorization as 5 into 3 2 times. Don't write 3 into 3, you write 3 square. 3 there are 2 times, no? So 5 into 3 square. Similarly 165 is expressed in the form of prime factors as 5 1 time, 3 1 time and 11 also 1 time. Check it here. Now almost your work is done. Let us answer. The question was find the HCF and LCM. So first we write HCF. So HCF of 45, 165. This is the way we express. HCF of 45, 165 means HCF of 45 and 165. Usually we write HCF of two number in this way. HCF of, this bracket indicates that HCF of 45 and 165 is equal to, so which two number HCF you are finding, those two numbers you write it in the bracket separated by comma. HCF of 45, 165 is equal to, in these two prime factors of 45 and 165, highest common factor, what common you can see, look at here, 5 1 time, 5 1 time. So 5 1 time, 5 1 time common, that we can write in the HCF into 3 2 times, 3 1 time, but common is only 1 time. 3 there are 2 times here, but here only 1 time. So therefore 3 1 time is common. 11 is there in the 165 factor, but it's not there, so we cannot write. 5 1 time, 5 1 time, so common is 5. 3 2 time, 3 1 time, but 1 time is common. 3. So totally 15. 15 is the HCF of 45 and 165. The next. LCM of 45, 165. How to read this? LCM of 45 and 165 is equal to. How to find out LCM of 45 and 165 using prime factorization? Look at, already we factorized. So in the LCM of two numbers in prime factorization method, any prime numbers you select, but highest one you select. Once again I repeat, HCF of 45 and 165. HCF is common, finding common between two prime factorization series here. 45 has 5 into 3 squares, 165 has 5 into 3 into 11. In these two prime factor, 5 is common one time, 3 is common one time. So I wrote here. LCM is not like that. LCM is select any prime number from these two, but it should be highest. Look at 5 and 5. So any one 5 you take, but it should be highest degree. 5 one time, 5 one time, but highest is 5 one time only. See, 3 square and 3. So in this 3 square and 3, highest is 3 square. Highest you have to select. 5 one time, 5 one time, 5 one time, that is 5 to the power of 1. 3 square and 3, 3 square is highest. 11 is only one time, so 11 is having degree 1. One more 11 is there, so between those two 11, which is highest, we can select. But 11 is here only one time, no. Obviously, itself highest. In these two 5, highest is 5 one time. In these two 3, highest is 3 square. But 11 is only one time. If one more 11 square is there, we can select 11 square. But 11 is only one time, no. That only become highest. So between these two factors, with any prime number you select, but it should be highest. Select all the prime number by taking highest degree. Select 5, highest 5. Select 3, highest 3. Select 11, highest 11. 5 into 9 into 11. It is equal to 55 into 9. 45, 4 carry, 45, 49. So the answer is 495. So in this way we can find the LCM and HCF of two numbers using prime factorization. In case of three number, you need to follow the same method. Factorize all the three numbers. Write the prime factors of all the three numbers. HCF of three numbers is equal to common between those three. LCM is select any prime number. It should be highest degree. And finally multiply and give your answers accurate. See, you observe here, we have taken 45 and 165 as two numbers. HCF of 45 and 165 become 15. LCM of 45 and 165 become 495. By these three result, we can form one formula, that is HCF of 45 and 165 equal to 15 into LCM of 45 and 165 equal to 495. That answer is equal to the numbers, two numbers which have taken 45 into 165. You try this. The product of two number is equal to the product of HCF and LCM. HCF is 15, LCM is 495. These two if you multiply, the HCF and LCM of two numbers if you multiply, what answer we get, that answer is equal to product of those two numbers. The numbers we have taken 45 and 165. The product of 45 and 165 gives you product of LCF and HCF. So therefore 15 is HCF into 495 is LCM is equal to A. 45 is the first number, let it be A. 165 is the second number. Here A and B are the given two numbers. HCF and LCM are 15 and 495. The product of LCM and HCF is always equal to product of the given two numbers. This is the very important formula. We use this formula to find out any one unknown. In some question they give HCF, they give first number, they give second number, find the LCM. or LCM is given, the product of two numbers given, find the HCF. So it is a very important formula we obtained. HCF into LCM is equal to product of two numbers. Example 3. Prove that 8 to the power of n never ends with digit 0. Understand the question? Prove that 8 to the power of n never ends with digit 0. 8 to the power of n never ends with digit 0. We don't know what is the value of n, but they are saying us to prove that 8 to the power of n never ends with digit 0. See, we know that any number that ends with digit 0 definitely has 2 and 5. In the decimal expansion of rational numbers, in my last class I explained to get 10 we need to multiply 1 5 and 1 2. To get 100, 2 times of 2, 2 times of 5. To get 1000, 2 times of 3, 3 times of 2, 3 times of 5. So any number ends with the digit 0 definitely has 2 and 5 factors in that. Look at this number ends with digit 0, in that 2 and 5 are there. 100 ends with digit 0, 2 and 5 are there. 1000 ends with digit 0, even 2 and 5 are there. Let us take one more example. 40. 40 if we factorize 2 into 2 to 2 into 5 equal to 2 to the power of 3 into 5. Look at in 40 also 2 3 time, 5 1 time. Anyhow 1 to 1 5 is there, minimum 1 to 1 5. Maximum number of 2, maximum number of 5 doesn't matter. Minimum 1 to minimum 1 5 should be there. So in 8 to the power of n never ends with digit 0 proving 8 to the power of n ends with digit 0, definitely it should be having 2 and 5. So look at these numbers are ends with digit 0. Definitely it has 2 and 5. Look at all the ending with digit 0 numbers having 2 and 5, minimum 2 and 5. So let us go for factorization of 8, because in that question they said 8 to the power of n never ends with digit 0. 8. We'll factorize. 2 4s are 2 2s are. We can write 8 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2. 8 is equal to 2 cube. Look at here, 8 has only 2. 2 to the power of cube means only factors of 2. There is no factor 5. If 5 won't be there, 2 5s are only 10. If only 2 is there, 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of 4, 2 to the power of any number. 2 to the power of any number won't give you number that ends with digit 0. So any number ends with digit 0, it should be having minimum 1 to minimum 1 5. But look at here, 8 having only 2, there is no 5. Therefore 8 to the power of n is equal to 2 to the power of 3 whole to the power of n. 8 is equal to 2 to the power of cube, n only. So 8 to the power of n is equal to 2 to the power of 3 into n. So we learnt 2 cube whole to the power of n in exponent loss of exponent. 2 to the power of 3 to the power of n gives you 3n, like this. 8 to the power of b whole to the power of x is equal to 8 to the power of bx. 8 to the 2 to the power of 3 whole to the power of n gives you 2 to the power of 3n. Look at here, in 8 to the power of n only the factor 2 is there. There is no factor 5. 2 and 5 combination gives you digit 0. 0. It ends with digit 0. It should be minimum 1 to minimum 1 5. Here 2 is there. There is no factor 5. Therefore, 8 to the power of n never ends with digit 0. 8 to the power of n never ends with digit 0 because in the factors of 8 only 2 are there. There is no 5. Any number ends with digit 0. It should be having 2 and 5 minimum. But it has only 2. There is no 5. If one more 5 would be there, even 8 to the power of n also ends with digit 0. But in this case, it doesn't. Example 4. All different types of problem I am teaching students in the prime factorization topic. Prove that all are important questions. Prove that 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 is a composite number. Understand the question. Prove that 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 is a composite number. In fundamental theorem of arithmetic, he said that any composite number can be expressed in the form of prime factors. Look at here, 7 is a prime number, 11 is a prime number, even 13 also a prime number. The factors of prime numbers is always equal to composite number. 15 is a composite number, but it has 5 and 3 as prime factors. So, the product of prime number gives you composite number, obviously. In fundamental theorem of arithmetic, we explained the same thing. The product of prime number is always equal to composite number because all the composite numbers are expressed in the form of prime factors. So, therefore, 7 into 11 into 13, obviously, composite number only. But the problem is plus 13 is given. This plus 13 won't be there. 7 into 11 into 13, straight away we can say it is a composite number because of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. 7 into 11 into 13, all the three are prime factors. The prime factors also always, the product of prime factor is always equal to composite number. But plus 13 is given. So what we need to do? So in this, we make this into two part. 7 into 11 into 13, make it as separate part. Those three are multiplied. The plus 13, you separate it. In these two group, take out 13 common. Take 13 common. 7 into 11 into 13, 13 is taken out common. 7 into 11 plus. In this 13 is taken out common, it becomes 1. 13 is taken out common, 13 is taken out common. 7 into 11 remaining numbers in the first part, in second part only 1. Next. 7 into 11 becomes 77 plus 1. 13 into 77 plus 1, 78. Now what we need to do, 13 is already prime number, so we go for 78 factorization. 2 3s are 2 9s are 3 1s are 3 3s are. That's it. So 78 you can write it as 2 into 3 into 13. 2 into 3 into 13. Finally 2 one time, 3 one time, 13 into 13, 13 square. So what's our final answer? The given whole question, finally we made it as 2 into 3 into 13. So look at the final step. 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 13 is also a prime number. So the product of 3 prime numbers definitely is equal to composite number. That we could say in the first step only. But the problem was 7 into 11 into 13. That much only given. Yes, it is a composite number because the factors of prime number always equal to composite number. But plus 13 was given. So what we did? 13 taken out common. The remaining we wrote it in the first part and second part remaining numbers in bracket. Then we multiplied, plus 1 added, 78. Now you go for prime factorization of 78. It leads to 2 into 3 into 13. The final answer for the given question, 2 into 3 into 13 square. So 2 prime number, prime number, prime number. The product of all the prime number is equal to composite number from the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So these type of questions are very important. Summarization. In prime factorization part, MCQ questions are very important. MCQ question, they may ask any type of MCQ question like what is the power of 2 in the prime factorization of 1440? What is the number which is even as well as prime, that is 2? Like some important questions they may ask. If you know the concept of prime factorization and fundamental theorem very well, you can answer any question. The other one is HCF and LCM is equal to A into B. How to find out HCF? That is a common. LCM, any prime number with its highest degree. The product of two numbers. HCF and LCM product is always equal to product of two numbers. Next, any number ends with digit 0 or 5 type of questions. Prove that 12 to the power of n never ends with digit 0, 8 to the power of n never ends with digit 5, like questions. And finally, 2 into 3 into 5 into 7 plus 7. Prove that it is a composite number. You need to take common, and finally you prove the whole thing is the product of prime numbers. So this is the summary of the prime factorization topic, students. Let us go for the final session of the class. That is the homework part. Note down this homework part and try these problems at your home. Try your level best. Find the HCF of 32 and 144 using prime factorization method. Hence find its LCM. First you find the HCF of 32 and 144 by factorizing these two and finding which is common. Hence find its LCM. So to find LCM, you can use the formula HCF into LCM equal to A into B. 32 is A, 144 is B. A into B has two numbers. Prove that 12 to the power of n never ends with digit 0 or 5. Any number which ends with digit 0 definitely having minimum 1 to minimum 1, 5, 1 common. Any number ends with digit 5 definitely having 1, 5 and the another odd number like 5 into 3, 5 into 7. Those numbers are ending with 5. The third question, prove that 2 into 5 into 11 into 17 plus 17 is a composite number. Prove that 2 into 5 into 11 into 17 plus 17 is a composite number. What is the power of 5 in the factors of 1555? There are 4 questions for your homework. Try these 4 questions at your home. Don't you? Yes. These are all easy questions. Hope you got this. session very well. Thank you.